All right, here we are in game number 2 of what many would consider to be the absolute top matchup of this tournament. This is not the finals, but this very well could be if whoever loses this match ends up coming back through the lower bracket. This is the winner's bracket. The best players, the highest win rates from the initial group play were seated in a winner's bracket, and the lower players were seated in a loser's bracket. Now, winners players can lose and drop down to the lower bracket. And then if you lose again, then you're out entirely. So very, very double limb. I'm sure many people here know that. If anybody doesn't, now you do. So we're going to go ahead and be getting into this game number 2. Again, between two behemoths, spawning the top right here of Derelict Watcher Tournament Edition is going to be Clarity Gaming Saravati. The crowd goes wild. And in the bottom left-hand corner, our Red Zerg, hailing from Complexity. He is going to be Midday. So we know that Midday really likes this map. In the past, when he's lost, he's chosen it pretty quickly. It feels like his go-to for PvZ. And as Saravati was talking about, very wide open. I mean, I can't emphasize this enough. This is almost a Zerg's dream. And it's like he said, it's not that Zerglings are that much better.
It just makes force fields that less effective.
Right. You have to use so many force fields if you're caught out on your team logo. I mean, here, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 for a death ball. For a small group, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8-ish. And it really, really, you can min-max it down to maybe 5. But it's just painful. So Saravati actually cast the game with me where Midday was playing Shadow on this map. And it was Midday's choice. So he kind of has some insight as to how Midday might play. And we can see he's going for probably what's going to be a Gate Core expand. Not terribly uncommon.
Yeah, a Gate first expand to me means it's going to be a more aggressive kind of build. Actually, it's kind of, I'm not sure if Sam or Midday realizes, but there's actually just 2 idle workers right beside his Nat. But other than that, Saravati's going for a pretty standard gate opening. He's getting the Zealot and the Mothership Core, but he's not getting the second gas, so it might even be a 5-gate, which I've been doing quite a lot, as you've seen before. But other than that, there's not really much to go off of at this point. Right,
and I think in the past, Midday had an idle worker by his natural. Pretty sure he was there just to see if there was any harass or possible cannon rush or anything that was going to come up. He knows that Saravati is very, very fluent with the many Gouda, the cheddar, the American, the Swiss, the provolone.
The mozzarella.
He knows all the cheese.
Yeah, for sure. And actually, I'm still not exactly sure what this might be because Saravati actually just got his second gas. I'm not really familiar with any Gate expand. I'm pretty used to just Forge Fast expand. But,
right. Yeah, we do have Warp Gate coming out. The second gas is finishing up. And like you said, the expand coming through. The Nexus just passing that halfway mark. And it's kind of, okay, so we've got 2 Zealots and 1 Mothership Core. Time Warp going down. Saravati really does want to commit to this, and this Queen needs to pull back quickly. Nope, she's just going to be forfeit. Okay.
Sniping off the Creep Tumor as well. I still think it's kind of a waste to just cast a Time Warp instead of just banking the energy.
Yeah. He may have technically gotten a Queen out of it, and the only thing is he had 4 Queens, so he was more than happy to sacrifice 1. And he's just going to continue to check out Creep Tumors.
Saravati adding 3 more gates, and his natural actually just starting to finish. He warps in another morphs in another sentry, and off of this, there's no real tech as it stands.
It's a big question of what's he going to go for. Now, Warp Gate's finished.
Oh, and Midday might be able to snipe off the Mothership Core, but Saravati is pulling it back just in the nick of time. Midday's third does go down. And also starts a Roach Warren.
There's a Roach Warren, there's Lair, there's Zergling Speed. Midday's the one going for tech, and yet, what is Saravati going for?
I'm honestly not exactly sure because really, like, he can't really do a 4-gate timing at the 7-minute mark. It just doesn't seem all that good. I mean,
it's like, I mean, is his APM slacking? Is he distracted? Is there something going on? There's 4 centuries.
I'm not exactly sure, but maybe he's just actually, it looks like he might just be trying to go for a third at this point. I don't really. I'm not the biggest fan of going for a third, but he does go for a robo.
Yeah. So the robo facility is down. Question is then, when is Midday going to scout it? What's he going to do with it? This feels. Is he going to Century Immortal?
It's honestly too late just because the Century Immortal is supposed to hit the 8 to 9 minute mark.
Right.
But actually, it does look like he's going for a timing with 6 Sentries and 2 Zealots. I'm not exactly sure what he's trying to do with this, but he doesn't. Does he have the Mothership Core? Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
With a recall, but honestly, the Mothership Core is at such low health that I still think it's way too risky just to even bother with it.
Only has the 60 shields, which is a lot less than it looks like it has. You see that full shield bar and you think, oh, well, it's full up on shields. Yeah, that's not saying too much. And Overseer does sweep on through, just flies on by. Hey, guys, quit tickling me. You're tickling me to death. Stop it. And he knows what's coming. Good transfuse coming in. Now what is the question? Now what's happening? Hydra Dane going down. 1 Roach is caught. 3 force fields for 1 Roach, and he's not even going to really finish it off. Come on. There you go.
10 Roaches being made, and I honestly think that with these Roaches, he's able to hold it off. Actually, it's still really risky because...
Yeah, I don't know. Right now, the army supply is favoring Midday, and he's getting ready to pump out even more. He's sitting on 7 larvae after spinning 2 of them.
Honestly, like, this whole engagement is going to be based straight off of the way Midday angles his units, just because Roaches are pretty fragile versus this kind of comp. Even though they do seem pretty beefy, like a Zealot can beat a Roach one-on-one.
Yep, the good choice for Saravati to get that hallucination, to speed on through, see what's going on. He sees that Midday is ready for that concave, and that almost forces Midday down. And yeah, he is going to push forward, forces out some force fields. He wants to go for this. His Hydras aren't even out yet. He's swinging all around and just forces a complete recall. Does get 1 look like a stalker there.
But Saravati actually didn't start a third off of this. I'm not exactly sure why he wouldn't. Maybe he's just worrying just a bit off of this snapback all-in that Midday might be able to do afterwards. But honestly, just even throwing it down and forcing a cancel is just kind of worth it, just in case he is able to get away with it.
Well, there are no Immortals out on the field. Zero Immortals. He's gone straight into Colossus, and he is only 70 seconds, about a minute, away from Extended Thermal Lance. So he's looking pretty good, going straight for Colossus production, really cutting down the time. And Midday, he's got the Hydras really susceptible to the Colossus. Roaches, yeah, like you said, they're beefy, but not as beefy as one might think or feel that they are. And this is the push. This is what Saravati wants to do.
Yeah, and actually Saravati forgot a few gateways in his main for quite a while, and actually only morphing him in now. Saravati's trying to pick off an engagement, but I really don't think he should be overextending this much, just because Midday's creep spread is actually pretty decent considering the position he was in not too long ago.
And if Midday can delay for another minute and a half, which is a long time in StarCraft time, but if he can, he's going to have level 2 weapons to the 0-0 of the Protoss.
Yeah, and also Midday did throw away send off like 4 Hydras and about 8 Roaches just to the far right side.
Oh, that's going to prompt the attack. 2 time warps coming down. The immediate loss of the Mothership Core, but a good sweep from the side here as we do have the Roaches and the Hydras moving in. A hallucinated Colossus comes in and more Hydras and Roaches swing aside. Great concave here by Midday, but is it going to be enough? This army supply beginning to favor our Zerg player as the Colossus sweeps in from the back and does destroy quite a few Hydras. But the hallucination's not going to quite be enough. There are a lot of hallucinated Archons. Midday very intelligently not attack moving, saying, I know your tricks. I know what's going on. And he just wants to go straight for that Colossus. He doesn't even care about the Zealots. He just lets them basic attack. He does get the Colossus. He does push on through. Saravati's going to get some scouting with those hallucinations. But really, this is looking fantastic for Midday.
And actually, as soon as that engagement did start, Midday did throw down a Spire. I'm not sure if he might be going for just a Mutaball at this point, or if he's going to be going for Corruptors. Honestly, going into a huge Mutaball at this point would be amazing, just because Saravati's making Immortals right now, and he doesn't really have any real anti-air. He's forced onto Zealous, and he's forced onto only one Stalker and a Sentry for being the bulk of his anti-air, meaning that, honestly, like, Mutas will just wreck and just possibly just end the game.
And like you said, not a lot of anti-air is forcing out prompting 5 Mutas now up to 7, but really Midday doesn't care. He doesn't care about waiting for the Mutas. He doesn't care about waiting for anything, because he can stutter step his way in here. He can do a slash dance. There is no army to speak of here for Saravati as Midday continues to crush on supply, and that is GG, bringing us to 1-1.
Now we have a series on our hands.
We're going to go and find out what map number 3 is going to be, and we will be right back.